Ora everybody, welcome back to another vlog. I believe this is vlog number 19. Welcome back to another video, and don't forget to press like, subscribe and comment below if you enjoy this content. So today I'm on my way to Barker Hut for a day trip. This has been on my bucket list for a while now. Last night I slept in Carrington Huts after catching a bus to the start of the O'Malley track, and the last time I was up this way was June. It was really wintry and freezing, and I just stopped at the Anti-Crow and then headed back out. So yesterday I had a lovely sunny walk in. We had Friday, Saturday, Sunday this weekend, this long Labour weekend with sun. Friday I was in Christchurch. Yesterday I bussed up early in the morning and arrived at O'Malley, the start of the O'Malley track, at about 10, close to 10 I'd say. I highly recommend Atomic Travel if you need a bus in New Zealand, because they've been going for quite a few years. I think they've stopped over COVID, but the driver who dropped me off was so friendly and professional. He was really nice. Yeah, so I put my glasses on, which you'll rarely see me do because I haven't really worn any glasses or contacts much over the last 5 years since I did the TA, but I did put my glasses on and I'm trying to wear them more these days. I'm in two minds about whether it actually helps me or hinders me. Eyesight seems to be quite a complex thing, and I think the longer you go without glasses or contacts, the more your eyes sort of adjust to not wearing them. One thing I've noticed this trip is that the rivers in the upper Waimak Valley have a lot of didymo in them, and it actually is not only an eyesore and so sad because they're choking the waterways. Well, the water's, you know, still running, but it just seems such a shame. Not only that, but also they make river crossing a lot more difficult, particularly if you're a solo hiker like me. Yeah, because everything's so slippery, and normally the river, I looked at it and I was like, oh, that's quite a low flow for the Waimak, but with the didymo it's so much more risky. So the first crossing I did, I got through like 3/4 just by like putting my arms out and adopting a wide stance with my legs and just taking my time, but then about 3/4 of the way through I felt like there was a chance I could be knocked off my feet, so I had to really slow down and assess, and I was really tempted to turn around, but by that point it was kind of too late. Luckily there was a party of about 5 or 6 trampers just behind me. They were probably watching how I coped with the river. Maybe I was a bit of a guinea pig for them. But yeah, that was tricky. So then the next crossing I did get out my poles and they helped a lot. They're like an extra set of legs. So yeah, if anybody's heading up the upper Waimak Valley, just be aware that there is didymo in the rivers, and it does make river crossing a little bit trickier. If you're with like a party of people and it's not just you, then obviously you can use that river crossing technique of linking arms and or hooking your arms through each other's backpacks, and it is a little bit safer to do that. So last night, for the first half of the night, there was this guy who other people told me was drunk. I'm not very good at seeing who's drunk, so I probably shouldn't work in a bar, but he was making all these weird noises. He was like making really weird noises, not just thumping, but he's going like wheel and stuff like this, and like, oh my god, he was clearing his throat so much. I thought maybe he was sick or something. And then it was pitch black, everyone else was trying to sleep. A few people were already snoring, lucky them, they were sound asleep. And then there was this like soft thud, and it sounded like someone in the next room in the sort of kitchen area had fallen over onto the floor, and I was worried that someone had just like had a heart attack or fainted or something. So luckily someone from the next room went out with their torch on red, which is nice because it's not so bright if you're trying to sleep, and escorted them out to the bushes to go to the toilet, and they took them back, which was really lovely, and luckily the guy wasn't hurt. But yeah, this continued for like a few hours, and another time, and people were telling him to shut up, which is, I know it's rude, but yeah, I can see why, because it's obviously quite difficult having someone ruining your sleep, and I was getting quite frustrated because I've been having really bad sleep in my flat lately, like just such shallow sleep. I was really counting on coming tramping to give me some nice sleeps, and one time he went out with his torch, this same noisy guy, and I spied on him because I was kind of worried about him. I thought he might not be like completely all there, and I was a bit worried that he was going to hurt himself because he'd already fallen over. And luckily I looked out and he was having a pee, so I quickly looked away, headed back to me, so it wasn't too dodgy. And but after that, I didn't hear him come back inside the hut, so I was a bit concerned about him. But then I did hear some strange noises start up again, so maybe I just didn't hear him come in, and yeah, so didn't see him this morning, didn't figure out who he was. A few people were cracking jokes about him, poor guy. Hopefully he's okay and he was just drunk, and he'll be able to manage walking out fine. The second half of the night, luckily, I did have a lovely sleep. There's just something about the temperature in huts, it's just, especially at the moment, maybe it's this time of year as well, where it's just perfectly conducive to sleep, like not too hot, not too cold, and I just had a lovely sleep for the second half of the night. Tonight I've pitched a tent next to the Waimak. I found this lovely flat little mossy spot where I did some yoga yesterday, and to stretch out my hamstrings and stuff after the hike. And so I pitched the tent there, and I've just got my bag which has warm clothes and some lunch, and so I'm just going up to Barker Hut. It's supposed to take about 3 or 3.5 hours, maybe 4 hours to get up there. Take a little clip of the hut to show you guys, and then heading back down. And it's such beautiful weather, but tomorrow apparently it's raining and maybe even snowing, so better get moving quite quickly tomorrow morning and yeah, not linger too much. But hopefully, because I'm sleeping in the tent, I'll have a lovely sleep. I just hope that it's not too cold. I spoke to some people who spent some time sleeping on the deck last night and they said it wasn't too cold. So this is what I've got for a little snack. I'm having a snack break. I've got hummus, crackers, a grapefruit which I'm probably going to save for lunch, and then I've got these fizzy tablets which I'll probably have for lunch, and then I've got some chocolate bliss balls walnuts. So we're set to have a good day of adventure in the outdoors, and the air is just so lovely and fresh. Oh, I can't wait. Sure everybody, so I am probably about halfway, and I've just spotted the hut. It's up on this really huge steep rocky knoll, and it looks a little bit inaccessible. Some people are going there without packs or any equipment, which is very brave of them, but I'm sort of thinking I might head back because it just looks a little bit dangerous. I'm sure I could do it, but I'm sort of feeling like I'd rather go back. So yeah, but I am really glad that I've got to see this far up the Waimak Valley. I've never been up here before. I'll see if I can show you the hut. Kia ora everybody, I am safe in my little tent after a day adventuring up the upper Waimakariri Valley towards Barker Hut. As you will know if you were able to hear what I was saying in that other clip, it was very windy, so maybe you couldn't hear. I didn't go all the way to Barker Hut, but I did get a good look at it while I was having a nice snack break, and hopefully you could see it in that clip, although I think it was quite hard to capture. I've got my sleeping bag here, I've got some reading material. It's a book called When Christ and His Saints Slept, and it's a historical novel about King Stephen, who comes to the throne, or who has to fight for the throne with his cousin Maud in 1135, when the old king Henry I died, and Henry I was the son of William the Conqueror. And I just love this kind of book, medieval fiction, medieval murder mysteries, anything medieval really. I'm not so fond of fantasy, but stuff that's based in historical fact with a little bit of mystery and a good plot. that's the kind of book I like. And so you can see my lovely view through my little curtain. I had quite a few snacks on my walk today, so I'm probably going to skip dinner. The hut's really crowded and I just feel like a bit of space, especially since I didn't have the best sleep last night. So I've got my little setup here, looks nice and cozy, and got a bottle full of beautiful fresh river water. As I said earlier, I'm camping at that spot where I did yoga yesterday that's got a lovely view of the river, and it's on the way to the Waimak Falls hut, and it's just a little bit further away from the hut, so I've got a bit of space and hopefully I'll have a lovely sleep tonight. But I will say that the wind is picking up, I can hear it in the trees, and we've got snow and rain forecast tomorrow, so hopefully there's no storm in the middle of the night where I have to scramble to pack everything up and head back to the hut, because if it's anything like it was last night, the hut will be packed since it's Labour weekend, so I'll probably just end up having to shelter in the kitchen or something if that was the case. But fingers crossed that I survive the night in this tent, because I really think it's a cute little setup and I do feel like having some space. So the rest of the day I'm just going to read my book, enjoy drinking lovely river water, maybe go for a little wander towards the Waimak Falls hut. I have been towards that way a little while ago with my brother Hugh a few years ago, and yeah. I wandered, lonely as a cloud that floats on high over vales and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils. Beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze, continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way, they stretched in never-ending line along the margins of bay. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. The waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves with glee. A poet could not but be gay in such jocund company. I gazed and gazed, but little thought what wealth to me the show had brought. For oft when on my couch I lie, in vacant or in pensive mood, they flash upon that inward eye which is the bliss of solitude, and then my heart with pleasure fills and dances with the daffodils. That's my breakfast porridge. I don't know if you can see it. It's got this little mixture in it. So it's got whole grain organic oats mixed with some ground oats that my mum gave me, and it's got hemp seeds, linseeds, chia seeds, and dried currants in it. Very hard to see in this light. And then I've got hot cacao here, and I've got a vitamin D and a vitamin B12 there. Kia ora everybody, atamarie, good morning. I am here at the Carrington Hut. It's about 1.5 days since I last filmed when I was going up towards Baka. So as I said, that night I had a lovely night in the tent, or a lovely afternoon should I say, reading and stuff like that. All night it was windy, so I was pretty much awake all night. Even though I know that the tent's not going to come down in winds like that, like they were very noisy but nothing to worry about. Still couldn't sleep, but I think I got about half an hour of sleep in, but at least I got some nice solitude and stuff. And then yesterday I spent the whole day at Carrington Hut by myself, because by mid-morning everyone else had left. I didn't go on my phone all day, and I just read my medieval novel, which was lovely. I did get a little bit of cabin fever, like I thought I really feel like going somewhere, but didn't feel like walking for too long, because I knew that today I'd have, for several reasons, but today I knew that I would have a bit of a walk ahead of me out to the road. I actually didn't think it was going to snow, because this guy had this little device yesterday that he told me the forecast on, and he was talking about how last night it was going to drizzle and stuff, like there's a 60% chance of rain by yesterday evening, and indeed it did drizzle yesterday evening. I was tucked warm in bed with my book, and I remember reading on the forecast earlier in last week that it was going to snow, and lo and behold, it's snowing. So luckily it's only about that deep at the moment, and it's just turned everything into a winter wonderland, which is a bit strange for late October. They were going to have an English Christmas this year, an Ice Age type situation. So I can't leave it too late to get going this morning. At the moment it's probably about 6:45 in the morning, so I'm just making myself a hot drink, and then I'll head off to Anti-Crow Hut and have a break there and reassess the situation. But normally it would probably only take 2 hours to get to Anti-Crow, but in the snow I'm just guessing it might take a wee bit longer, and the flakes are getting bigger and it's falling fast, man. So yeah, but it's pretty cool, so I feel very lucky to be out here in the snow, especially at this time of year. It's so strange. So I'll give you an update when I get to Anti-Crow possibly, and if not, thank you very much for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it, and I hope you find this video interesting, and that these kinds of videos are what you're looking for on my channel. If you have any suggestions, let me know in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching. Ka kite. So I'm here at the Anti-Crow Hut. Walked out, it was beautiful. It was like walking through Narnia in the snow, and then about half an hour from Anti-Crow Hut, the snow sort of started to lessen, and then there was no snow, and then I can see that it has snowed here, but it looks like it was hardly anything compared to further up by Carrington Hut. Yeah, and I'm just cooking myself a little snack. It's only like 10 minutes to 11, so it's pretty early. I think I'll be able to hitch home today. Might stop at the Bearley Hotel for a basket of chips first. I'll show you the view from the hut here.